In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world.
The grass is greener when you don't know the secrets that you keep.
I've been swallowed up in hell before, but then it spat me back out.
I'll do anything to survive, even walk amongst the dead.
Poop
Boop up, boop boop beep up. Oh my god. Hello. Hi, welcome. We're so back. We Talk Back has returned with episode 5. Woo!
Yes, we do talk back, otherwise,
with
it wouldn't exactly be much of a TTRPG.
yes. Welcome to the 5th session, and we are excited to see what happens after that very tense, spicy last. And why is the music?
I hope the stream hears you, by the way.
I checked. That was the thing I checked, and then I saw.
Okay.
Oh, YouTube did not play.
Making sure.
Yeah, all I see is an ad right now. Oh, there, the ad's over.
Yay! Thank you for going through the ads. Again, welcome to They Talk Back, Talking Dead campaign of 13 sessions. We're on our 5th episode, and right now, we are going without one player, totally not because of IRL things, totally a character that fits in the storyline. Definitely. So their status is currently missing, but we have the remainder of the gang going through their next chapter. I think it's good since it has been 2 their last game that we'll have a little bit of recap. I'll do a quick round table for the players to introduce their characters and what they remembered what their character did last time. A little bit of a memory. So I'm gonna first throw into the stage. Start with Jack. Hi. Hi. You're muted. You're muted. Hold on.
Can't keep getting away with this.
Hello everybody, my name is Jack Squarepeg. You can find me on all the social media garbage at the same name. With my team Swift Sunrise, we make theatrical TTRPG entertainment, including a podcast with the very own Dead Mother Plays called Play Den. We've done some episodes. The episodes are being recorded and edited post-haste. One way or another, by April 20th, there will be at least one episode, if not more. So keep an eye out for announcements and dates. But one way or another, there's going to be one there because it's going to be an Easter special. Other than that, a whole bunch of things you can check out at any time. If you're a fan of YouTube reviews, there's stuff up there. This coming Thursday, as in tomorrow, we are going to be playing a game system that I've never played before, but I have played in the family of games, the Tiny D6 system specifically. And we're going to be playing Mecha and Monsters. So we are Pacific rimming it up, everybody. So we're going to be getting in mechs and fighting kaiju, which coincidentally I'm wearing one of my Godzilla shirts today. So there you go. So yes, that will be lots of fun. We're looking forward to it. That'll be at 7 p.m. AEST. Come along and watch the chaos. It's gonna be a fun time. Lots of anime-inspired weapons, laser swords, nukes, probably. We'll see what they get up to. Yeah. And Chris. Well, the last thing I remember Chris doing is clearing a path for Tenza. The situation basically was that as players, we want to fight zombies, GM. We haven't fought these zombies. And GM's like, okay. And then zombies were there. And we went, let's drive through them. What could go wrong? And then things went wrong. Tenza was grabbed, and we did our best, despite his general Tenza-ness, to try and look. He hasn't made any friends. Can we agree with that?
Yes.
I'm not having a go at him. I think that's just like literally off camera. Denmark kind of gave an idea of the character progression that is heading, and it tracks. He's not gone out of his way to make friends. So in spite of this, I stand by it. We did try and help him, and he went nah, and just laid on the ground with a corpse on top of him instead. Good plan. And so Chris was on top of the roof, trying to clear a path for Tenza. Realized he was either dead or not dead. I think he actually noticed from the roof eventually. And then we piled into the van, and we are headed for I think it's called the Society, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, not the most original of names, but we forgive them. And we are going to find out what the deal is with the sheriff's ex and where his kids are, if they aren't just figments of his imagination. Like, did he actually have children? Who knows at this point. So yeah.
I mean, he has a picture.
Huh?
He does have a
I mean, he has a picture
Photoshop
with the
exists.
kids.
that
Conspiracy.
Yes, thank you so much for
It does
that. For that, Jack. Really excited to hear lurk that kaiju mecha you're gonna have. I'm just there like watch it. Right,
Yeah.
next we got Sin and what you heard your character do last.
Hi, my name is Sin. You can find me also on all of my socials, just the same name, Sincarius. But yeah, as for what my character did, Otto, what he did was, obviously, the moment he heard that Tenza got dragged out of the car, the ambulance. We took an ambulance. Yeah, I remember now. Okay. And basically,
which is why we couldn't help him up to that point, because we were basically in the medical version of the
Backseat.
paddy wagon. We couldn't see shit. So
all we could hear was the screams of how stupid Tenza is. But yeah, aside from that, the moment he heard that Tenza got dragged out, Otto was the first to jump out and start hacking away at zombies to make sure they don't get into the ambulance, of course. But again, sadly, to no avail did we manage to rescue Tenza, who fell into a ditch, but just basically disappeared from our view. But since we never really saw a corpse of Tenza, we can't confirm if he's dead. So we're holding on to that, maybe. Some more than others, hoping he's dead.
I mean, good riddance. No secrets. Alright. And I'll just do like a quick I just remembered, like, I'm just gonna do it in a very comedic fashion of her screaming. Ah! That's what I remember. Joe David. We got out of the farm, and her first instant is driving. There's her on the wheel, screaming. Somebody's face gets grabbed. She's screaming. She stops the car. More screaming. Slams the window. Talks in walkie-talkie. Definitely lots of stress. There was definitely dramatic conversation before that with Chris of like stepping up. Definitely lots of drama. You should definitely check out episode. One of the best like RPG. And so that's it for the recaps and what the characters were. I'll be giving the floor now to our lovely game, Toby. If you want to give a quick recap and walk us through where we're at, and have the floor.
Sure. So I'm Toby. I'm the one running the game. Always happy to run games for people who want to try different games. Episode 4 started with the smoking of the house, as the group wanted to get the cannibals out of the lower part of the house.
Right, we forgot
After
about that.
capturing the older male cannibal and no sight of the younger girl cannibal. The group then entered a long debate as to whether or not it was morally right to surrender the cannibal to a group that was more than likely to torture him to death. With the group deciding it was best to accompany the cannibal in surrendering him to the society, that's when the vehicle eventually meets the small horde of zombies. Walkers. Officially, Walking Dead does not have zombies, they have walkers. Um, Along with the story were flashbacks of Tenza in his early weeks of survival, which included running into a hospital, encountering a group of women who have pinned themselves inside from The Walking Dead, and Tenza inadvertently suggesting to just kill the patient who happened to be Otto. Um, but then they survive and escaped with the ambulance. Yes, that was last session. um,
Yep.
We ended the session with the group continuing to the society, with Tenza rising hours later, and on the act of getting a spear, finds a new group of survivors staring at him. One of them with a baseball bat, who comments how, well, that's new. Walkers using weapons? And who that person is may be revealed in this session or maybe in the later sessions. But our closing scene was the flashback of the ambulance arriving at the farm and Joe aiming the shotgun at it because, as far as Joe was concerned, she trusted no one at that point.
I pointed a shotgun at someone. Oh god.
Yes, at the newcomers. That was the closing when they arrived and you were like
That's
expecting
true.
family.
Yep.
And with
To
that,
be
we
fair,
like in the
it was
bad
because you saw
flashback,
Tenza,
yeah.
I think. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was because you saw him, but I don't think you would have felt bad once you realized it was him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
whichever order, right?
Yeah, it's one of the two. We just know that you opted to raise the shotgun rather than welcome them with open arms.
Probably for the best. Probably smart.
And with that, we start episode 5. Episode 5 is a few, maybe an hour or two later of On the Road as you continued northward. I believe the Google slide map is still a link you all have. If you don't have
Yep.
it, I'm resharing it now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
I'm resharing it now in the Discord just so you can easily open it if you want to.
No worries.
There.
Thank you.
But basically, that represents how the three of you are now headed to the society while one is still lost along the road.
Yeah.
So we headed northward away from Springwood, and we have arrived at the society bunker. As mentioned last session, the first thing you all notice as you approach the bunker, well, the headquarters, is the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel is visible from afar, as are the roller coasters, the big tent. But then as you get closer, walls have been raised to surround the whole area. Watchtowers have been set up, and you could see people keeping watch as you approach. By nightfall is when you finally arrive. And as you reach the gates, Arjun and his companions signal that it's friendlies, and the heavy metal gates are open to allow both vehicles in. Driving in, I'd like to just check with the players if any of you have any preparations you want to do or discussions before we continue the encounter with the NPCs.
Is there a way for us to have a conversation that will not by folks?
We're in the ambulance. We can talk via the radio before we.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to
You
say,
could be-
technically speaking.
Okay.
Your shortwave radio communication is so far the safest way to do so with your windows closed as well.
Yeah.
So any quick dialogue is fine before I continue.
Are we
I guess
slowing down?
I would actually.
Mm.
ask,
The assumption is yeah.
I would
Sorry,
actually-
sorry. Go
I'm,
on.
I'm asking because Chris can't see, so I'm.
No, I'm
yeah.
gonna ask.
Are we slowing down?
If someone can sit with me, because like I'm alone in the driver's seat.
Yeah, yeah, fine. I will.
Technically, Otto sat in the front after.
Ah.
Yes,
like
auto
when we
shifted
escape.
to the front.
Okay.
Why don't we all cram in there? Let's.
No, no, no. From last session, I remember Otto had to maneuver and then got into the front.
Okay. All right. So I think I'll as a preparation, I don't want to police officer Jacob to hear the conversation.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Then that's either a conversation between you and Otto alone,
Yeah, and without the radio.
or
Like, can I like it's a radio on and off, right?
yeah. But that would mean Chris won't hear it
Yeah,
because Chris is in the
It's
ambulance.
okay. At least
Oh
like
well.
he's in the
initial,
back.
just for initial at least, because like she's all nerves right
Okay.
now. The thing she would ask is like, is it like we lost Tenza? Is it even worth? Oh, oh. What do you think the kids? I tell Otto at least I was there that night, crying and the photo that he dropped. Who's the one with the problem? Dex?
He Otto, like, at that question, Otto just shrugs. He says, like, if anything, the entire thing is a problem, considering that they both think that each other has the kids, and neither of them do. But if anything, I'm more inclined to at least believe the officer, or rather, more inclined to believe Jacob because of the fact that, uh, as you remember, we've when we arrived at your place, he was with us, so he didn't have any kids with him at the time.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Like I remember this.
Just to add that the characters do realize, if anyone would know if Jacob had his kids early on, sadly it would have been Tenza.
Ah, eh. A little bit of a shrug here, and a. Do we have do you have a backup plan in case both of them are crazy?
He Otto looks at her like, well, we're already here. I don't exactly think there's any other kind of idea. Don't know. I mean, like, it's not like we could settle it that easily. I mean, it's kids after all
But
that we're talking about here.
if both of them, we find the answer. If it's better, what if the ex comes hunting him down? What's gonna? Because I don't want to jeopardize the film. I have to, like, not bring Jacob back. I'm not. Can you support me on? There are people back at the.
Otto, like, like, goes into thought about it. Is like, I'll have to get back to you about that one, because he's the only other person that does any night watch aside from, like, Tenza and I.
I'll cut to inside the ambulance.
Okay.
Only because I want Jack to join some conversation. Jack, you are looking at Jacob, who is right now looking through the ambulance, and he finds those plastic bags which are for hazardous waste. Those yellow black bags which are normally used for bodily waste or used up medicines and stuff. It's basically the trash bags people don't want to touch. And you see him grab this bag and he looks at you and says, You want one?
He's got something in a trash bag?
You see him get his gun and put it in that bag. And then he starts scraping some of the mud off his shoes and putting it there as well, so it looks like there's crap inside. Can't be too careful. We don't know if these people are crazy or not.
I'm
So we have
sorry,
to-
I don't understand. What is he offering me?
He offers you one of the other bags in case you want to hide your weapon as well.
Yeah. The hazardous waste bags, like ones that have the
Yeah.
zip lock.
Okay, I just didn't.
Yeah, it's
I
alright.
just
It's
didn't
alright.
understand.
We're literally walking into the lion's den here, and God knows if they're all crazy.
What are you planning to do with it?
As he fills his bag with all the mud he could scrape off his shoes and his gun, he then ties it up, and you see him tie it to his belt. I'll just tell them I have some waste I'll give up later. It's not foolproof, but hey, if they want my gun, at least I can give them the smaller one. He shows you the smaller pistol he has.
I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your ex now. If you think it's that bad that you need to hide weapons, then we need to have a chat before we get there. On the
He
other
looks
hand-
at you. Go on, sorry.
On the other hand, if I'm the people on the other side and I frisk you and I find you're hiding a gun, then all trust goes away. We're doing this for you.
You see him thinking for a moment. Then he looks at you squarely in the eyes and asks, "You ever been in love?"
I don't know.
He kinda nods and admits, "Some days it all makes sense, but other days you just want to kill each other."
Well, that I can understand a little, yeah.
I'm just more surprised you're willing to trust these people.
I'm not. But I think if you're gonna do it, then you need to... I'm planning to be straightforward with them, because they've been, as far as I can tell, they've been straightforward with us. We are here to drop you off, man. That's it. And I'm planning to tell them I have a weapon, and I'm planning to tell them I don't plan to give it up. And if they have a problem with that, then I won't be coming in. But if we're going to do this, then we need to either... You need a better plan, then I'm going to drop my... I'm carrying my shit.
You're right. It's a stupid plan. He stares at the bag and he shoves it into one of the cubicles in the ambulance. He looks
Remember,
at you
these people worship your wife. I say use that.
That's why I think they're kind of crazy.
Lean in. Do you know who I am? That's what I would do.
Hey Chris, I know we don't always get along, but I need to do this for my kids.
I know.
If Joe tries to stop me, do I have you on my side?
What do you mean stop you?
If she
Stop you from
insists
doing
that the
what?
farm needs me, I'm not giving up my kids for her fucking farm.
Well, I can answer that one. Joe doesn't even know if she wants the farm. So I don't think she's gonna fight that hard for you.
Jacob looks at you a bit surprised.
Why is she here? She goes back and forth, but ultimately she's here because she doesn't want to be there. You can see it as well as I can.
I read it a different way.
Okay.
I thought she was holding on to the farm because it's the only place she hopes her family will go back to.
I'm sure it's all of those things. Family and all of that stuff is complicated, but I knew a little bit about her before everything went down. Anyway, what I guess I'm saying is that, one, she wants to get home safe. She's not stupid. She's not going to make an argument in front of a whole bunch of people she doesn't know who will be armed to keep you, who, if you don't mind me saying, haven't made life easy.
Ambulance slows down.
So I'll speak up for you if it seems like you want to stay and she has a problem with that. But not because it's you or because it's her or because of anyone else, but because we deserve to have our choices. Just understand that if that's what you choose, then we might not be back for a long time.
Slowly
Tenzo,
nods.
you might never see Tenzo again. You need to think about those things.
No, he's out there. I'm sure of it.
I don't know what his plans are. I'm just telling you.
He went back for me when things started. I'm sure he's out there and he'll get through this.
If it were me, I don't know what it's like to be a dad, so take it for what it's worth. Joe is extremely irritating sometimes. But she is loyal. And more importantly, she's treated us all well when she didn't have to. I'd rather go with someone like that. And more importantly, someone I know. Think about that, yeah? Are we slowing down?
As the ambulance comes to a stop, Jacob glances at you one last time and mutters, "Well, I'm surprised you said you don't know about being in love, because it almost sounds like you already are."
That will make him go quiet a little bit. Yeah.
We cut back to outside.
I'll just respond. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're slowing when I hear Chris on the it'll cut the conversation between me and Otto and yeah, we're slowing.
So, Joe and Otto being the ones who can see, as the ambulance comes into the entrance of the headquarters, you see the gathering of around 6 people. Only 2 of them have guns. The 4 others are holding makeshift spears, poles that have been taped up with something sharp, something like that. Only the ones with guns are holding their weapons in a ready position. The pistols raised, almost ready to bring it into an aim. The ones with the spears and the like are more leaning onto it or just, keeping it close. There is a large man waiting up front as the ambulance comes to a stop, and the man motions where you guys should, bring the ambulance to a full stop. The man's around 6'4", 6'5", heavy set, muscles on muscles type of guy. Clean shaven, almost crew cut. And as he stares at the 2 of you, he shows that he has no weapons. But with the muscular structure of his body, it doesn't look like he needs weapons. You actually think he can flip the car if he wanted to. But that's, of course, an exaggeration. Arjun is now visible. They stopped earlier, and they started to exit the vehicle while you're still in the ambulance. And Arjun comes into your flank side, motioning that you can step out. Arjun also knocks on the back of the ambulance. So, Jack, you hear the ping ping.
Okay. I'm gonna think about clapping Jacob on the shoulder. Then, don't, because he's assaulted Chris before, and he's like, okay, I don't really know where we're at. But anyway, he just goes. He'll probably do something, like he can't help himself. He'll just go, and then he will make his way out. I will say, do you think we could retroactively say, I don't know if Chris would have, I don't think he would have interacted with any communities or anything like that, but I think it would be fair to assume due to his past, that he might have some better ideas as far as weapon stashing might go. Like, like you're not supposed to take a knife into a club where he was doing drug deals, etc., etc. Am I making sense?
So you want to be able to conceal a weapon?
I'm thinking just a simple, like, not a weapon so much as like something that he could use if he needed to. I'm thinking like a very simple kind of like razor blade that would be underneath the sole of his shoe.
That's fine. I have no problems with that.
Yeah. So like basically something that he could. It's not really so much for killing something so much as like if we're tied up or something like that, or if we need
Useful.
a tool, I've got it, right?
Not a problem.
So yeah.
Jacob seems to have a last-second change of mind, and he rushes and grabs back his poop bag, so to speak. Joe and Otto, do you step down?
Yeah, I step down. I do not like hide the fact that I have a shotgun.
Yeah.
Otto isn't exactly going to be able to hide what he's carrying, but more or less, he does keep it to his side as he steps out.
Big guy comes towards you, Joe. And as he comes up to you, you find yourself having to lean a bit back to look at his eye, look at him at his face. He tells you, I'm not gonna ask you to surrender your weapons, but I'm gonna ask you to show them.
I'm just like,
I'll just show the gun I have.
Sees
Otto
you there.
has, Otto has his shovel, of course, and aside from that, he also motions to the toolbox.
And he turns now to Jacob. Jacob simply stares at the guy, but... Oh, sorry. Jacob isn't even staring at the guy. He's too busy looking around, already searching for any sign of his ex-wife.
Gonna elbow
I'm gonna
Jacob.
probably motion over to Jacob, to be honest. Like, this is his rodeo. This is like we're here for a very brief amount of time, as far as I can tell. Like, there's no real reason for us to be here. We're helping him do what he needs to do. So I'll just kind of go.
Otto elbows him as well, and he realizes, he pulls out the small gun. Jack, you see him not reveal the poop bag.
Chris?
Yes.
Okay. Just I didn't know if you were talking to me out of character or in character. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Chris realizes he does not reveal the poop bag.
Okay. Fucking hell. Well, that's his grave. I will. No, I won't even attempt making eye contact with Joe or anyone. He'll just kind of bite his tongue a little bit and just go, all right.
All right. Big guy turns to all of you. If you'll walk with me this way, and I will ask you not to stray from where we're going.
Sure.
He starts turning to leave when Jacob calls out, "Can we at least get your name?" The guy stops and then slowly turns back to face all of you. What was that? I mean, if you're leading us, you might as well give your name, right? The guy looks at the rest of you as if, is this guy serious?
Why don't we start? I'm Chris.
oh, go David.
Otto.
This is his version of being friendly. I'm not sure if his wife is similar, but he's gonna be your problem soon.
The guy looks at you. His eyes are a bit confused when you mentioned wife, and looks at Jacob again. And Jacob finally, Officer Jacob, and he gives his full title, Police Department, blah 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 blah. The guy just shrugs and mentions to the rest of you, they call me Duck.
No. Is that because people have to duck when you...
They should call you Funny.
Oh,
And he starts walking.
funny looking. Pow.
That actually breaks the tension that Joe's just gonna be like, like it's just gonna laugh at all the laugh. Well,
Arjun comes up to you
This is not
guys
his
as you're
first
walking.
tense drug deal that he's probably disarmed with humor. I'm just kind of like, all right, guys, come on, we're all here to buy coke. Let's go.
And Arjun immediately tells you guys, don't mind Duck. He's a bit hard, but he's a softy deep in.
No,
I've watched
And we
him
call
eat
him Duck because when we first arrived, he had a duck with him.
oh really? Neat.
ducks.
You're walking.
I mean,
Arjun
why would
doesn't
you
ask.
ask?
Oh,
Why would you ask?
You walk past a few stalls.
Oh no!
I looked after my grandma for a year. So I'm still alive.
The stalls, the different stalls show people who are selling clothes. You see people who are um, um, offering some smaller services,
Neat.
stitching, sewing, repairs. There's one stall which maybe it would have been back when the circus was still active. It would have been one of those game stalls with the balloons that you pop and stuff. But now you could see there's a small sign that says it's a first aid station, and a darker skinned woman with curly hair, quite short, barely 5 feet tall, looks at you guys as you pass, and she's the first one to show a full smile upon seeing your group. When your character does that, she actually waves back at Chris.
Mm.
She starts gathering things as if to catch up and follow you guys. Moving on, Jonas comes up beside you, Otto, and tells you, "So, what do you think?"
I mean, it's a bit more. Well, at least it's intact.
The walls help make it feel safe, but I have to admit, I kind of like your farm more. You kind of feel like you can breathe.
Yeah, I guess that is one of the benefits, aside from the fact that you can see anything coming.
Kevin comes up to you, Joe. Kevin's the one who likes Zac Efron, in case you don't
yes.
remember.
Yes.
And Kevin motions to you and motions towards Jacob as he looks at you and asks, "So he's really the husband?"
It's all of this is
Kevin glances again at Jacob, then back at you. Kinda thought he would, like, I don't know, be more Hollywood.
if we're gonna
He,
think about
he is Hollywood, like Nicolas Cage.
Losing his shit.
oh my god.
It was more apt than I thought.
I'm like, okay, like, look, I mean, stereotypical cop. Go for standard.
Kevin looks at you
The Shield?
worriedly. Well, if you mean stereotypical cop, then that would usually mean trouble.
Like, I mean, if the shoe fits, no, that's a player. Joe just goes like, Joe's like, I'm just happy we're helping a family. All of us.
The short woman catches up and, "Hi!" Turns to you, Chris. "I'm Marla." Reaches her hand out for a handshake.
Hello, how are you? What were you doing?
I used
my
to be a
friend?
school teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm in charge of the first aid station now for any small cuts and the like. Are you guys new in the society?
Technically.
That's awesome. We've been hoping to get more people. It's always nicer when there's more people. Diversity, it makes us all stronger.
Yeah, you did used to be a school teacher, didn't you? Oh
Oh,
So,
gosh.
so have you guys been on the road long?
not staying long. I just cut it short. Like, why not?
She turns to you, Joe. Oh, hi, I'm Marla. Reaches her hand out to you as well.
I'm just gonna tiredly shake the hand. The teacher. Have to respect our teacher.
Oh, here, have one of these. She digs into her. She has this, that sling bag that's like a messenger bag, but it looks
Yeah.
like you can hold a baby in them.
Oh, nice.
She digs into that bag and holds out a small. In the Philippines, it's called the Ttrpg. A juice
Oh, the
box.
carton box. Yeah, juice
Oh,
box.
neat.
Yeah. And
Okay.
hands it to you, Joe. A little orange makes you smile.
I just
You're a little cranky.
like takes the thing. I just smile and then like just slide it down.
Hey, I'll take it if you don't want it, man. I'm thirsty.
Oh, don't worry, I have one for you. She
Oh, thanks.
digs into her
I'm
bag
gonna
and pulls out
I'm gonna
another
drink it with
one.
no reservations. I don't care.
I like just for another.
Yeah, I'm around the road.
So, Chris,
What time of day is it? Real quick.
it's nightfall. It just
Oh,
a little bit past nightfall.
in that case, I'm gonna quickly chuckle to myself and be like, I think we're starting to know at the very least. But what were you gonna say? Go ahead, Deb.
What? Sorry.
Oh, it's just that.
Toby,
Sorry,
not
go.
Deb.
Denma,
No. I thought.
did you want to say something?
No. I was like, wait.
No, I wasn't talking to you. Toby was speaking, and I said, "What were you saying, Toby?" And you thought I was
Oh.
talking to you. That's
Yes.
the story.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all right. So she just turns back to you, Chris, as you get the
Mhm.
drink and start drinking it, and mutters, it always makes me excited whenever we meet new people. Everyone
Hmm.
has all these interesting stories about where they're from or what they used to do, and you hear Doc ahead or how they survived. Marla looks, no, we don't need to talk about that.
Well,
Otto
I think
raises a
we-
brow at that comment.
I think we're en route to meet Boss Lady. So, are you what are you just here to say hello, or is there anything we can help you with?
Oh, yes, she's incredible. She's the main reason we're all here and we've all survived.
We
The
have
Lady
that in common.
Jessica is just life-changing.
Lady Jessica. Mm-hmm.
From the book? Dune. Surely you read the book.
Yep. I actually think he's a huge book nerd. So yeah.
I mean, they
Lots
tried
of
to
time
make
in the
nice in
library
the
before.
movies, but the two movies weren't exactly as good as the book. But the books were a bit of they're a long read, and they're quite. She continues rattling all while walking.
Yeah, of
along
course.
with this.
I'm gonna humor her. But yeah, I'm glancing over at Jacob as we're making our way, presumably towards the HQ, so to speak.
Jacob has walked closer to Otto, and Otto, you see Jacob holding a bag that is marked hazardous waste in one hand while walking alongside you.
Could have dumped
Otto
it anywhere.
looks-
Someone's gonna ask questions.
Otto's actually gonna look over at that at the bag and he's like, "Shat yourself."
Jacob's about to answer when Jonas, who's nearby, I can take care of that, and he takes the bag.
Oh.
Hmm.
my God.
Jacob just watches as Jonas heads off with the bag, and
Well, you didn't answer the question. Did you shit yourself? As he continues, they are continuing the walk.
not anymore. You hear Jacob, but he intently watches where Jonas disposes of it, which is there's a metal barrel at one side, and he tosses it in.
Please don't tell me you're gonna go fish for it.
Jacob wants to say something, but he decides to hold his tongue when he notices Duck up ahead turn to look at all of you. Joe, Duck turns to face you and the rest of the group, and
I
Duck
look-
tells
I
you
look
all.
where he's looking like there's something on my face.
No. He basically he was walking ahead, right?
Ah.
So he turned now to face all of you,
Oh, okay.
and behind him is one of those trailer cars.
Mhm.
In a circus or in a carnival, that's where the people would be sleeping.
The
I-
carny
The performance,
car.
yeah.
I have a genuine question for Doc though. Is like, or like whoever's near me. It's like, cause we walk
Duck
in.
would be the closest.
There's like markets and like, you said when we walked in there were like people selling stuff and it's like nighttime. I'm going.
Yep.
It doesn't attract any noise. Having that kind of business.
Noise is fine. I mean, maybe a few walkers would show up, but they're nothing. They're nothing we can't handle.
Never encountered a horde.
We make sure that we have some groups make enough noise to lure them further.
Smart.
I just look at
Open space allows noise to spread out and disperse better. It's easier to attract their attention if you're in close spaces like buildings. So we're here. He motions to the car behind him, presenting the Lady Jessica. He mutters, and you see he doesn't feel like he enjoys this pomp and circumstance sort of thing.
Mm.
Otto jokingly says, "Do we bow?"
Is she in front of us?
Jonas looks at you, Otto, and says, "No." Marla, on the other hand, tells you, Chris, "Oh, we should bow. We should bow." Marla's full bowing.
I'll do like a little bit comedic. I'll do that.
And Joe, are you bowing?
No, I'm confused. I will show the confused look like, what is this? Glend?
I don't know. Everyone's got
Door
everyone's got
opens.
their thing. Who cares?
Door opens and she comes out. She's in jeans, boots, a loose-fitting long-sleeve shirt with a second layer of a denim jacket. Her hair's actually nicely framing her face.
Mm.
Pale skin, good nose, kind eyes. And as she looks at all of you, for those who want a visual thing to use as a for imagination purposes, Rachel Weisz could be a good peg for her.
Mm.
You see her look at all of you, and seeing your mock bow, Chris, you see her shaking her head and looking at Marla. And Marla
I'm
just
follow-
repeats it.
I'm just following the people's lead, you know. What the-
Welcome to the society. I'm Jessica, and as you probably have noticed, many consider or like to call me the Lady Jessica.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's
Duck,
Jacob? Is he hiding?
you glance back to see where Jacob is, and Jacob is he's like the last person in the group, if not beside Otto right now, and is just staring straight at Jess.
I'm gonna make it even
What's
funnier.
her expression?
I will sidestep.
Go ahead, Joe.
I will just sidestep to make sure here full
Yeah.
view of the full view of the one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's Jessica's
Jacob's
expression?
Jacob's
Yeah.
expression is of utter shock.
Oh,
Jessica
Jessica's,
has
sorry.
not. Jessica has not noticed
Oh,
because Jessica's focus right now is Duck. They're armed. Yes, they know that they don't have to give it up. Like you insisted, we should start treating visitors from now on. Thanks, Duck. And then as she looks up to say something, that's when she spots him because you've kind of
Yeah.
parted the Red Sea. And in her shock, her face just loses composure. Her lip starts quivering. She starts heading forward, stumbling past you, Joe, and you, Chris.
special delivery.
Marla first turns to bow further as she passes her by. Jonas, of course, comes up to Jessica. Ma'am, are you alright? Otto, what are you doing? As Jessica starts moving towards you and Jacob.
Is it just is her expression also just shock,
It's
or like
it's like someone who was in an event and saw someone she didn't expect, a familiar face. It's still in that level of shock.
Ata's not gonna intervene? You know what? Their relationship, their monkeys, their circus.
Jessica moves past you, and as she comes up to Jacob, she stops and she's staring at his face as if to study it. Jacob, on the other hand, lunges forward to wrap both arms around her and tries to kiss her, and she's whoa, easy. Jacob? Jesse, you're alive. Jacob tries to kiss her again, and she pulls back again. Jesse, Jacob, that's really you? Duck turns to you, Joe. They know each other?
Very much.
They were part.
And Arjun now in the background. As we were hoping to tell you, ma'am, we think we found someone you know. Oh my god. You're alive. Jesse, I missed you so much. Jacob takes a step forward, Jesse takes a step back. She's now beside you, Otto.
Yeah, at this point, Otto's actually going to put his shovel in between them to make sure, like, okay, you can do smack face later. I think what we want first are explanations.
Jesse is now shifting from shock to realization. And from realization, she turns her back towards you, Otto. But that makes it now visible for Chris and Joe. The two of you see her face goes very cold.
Oh.
But then, from that very cold, you all see a line of red slip from her nose, down her upper lip to her chin. And suddenly beside you, Joe, you see Duck pointing, ma'am, and she starts wiping it clean.
Okay.
Jacob in the back is still, Jesse, oh my god, Jesse, you are alive. I've missed you so much. And Jesse still facing the two of you, not looking at him. Thank you, Arjun. I think we should talk indoors. Then she focuses on you, Joe, because her eyesight is seeing you and Chris. Would that be all right?
Chris, is there a way to read her emotions right now? Like, is this like, from a girl to a girl? Is this like anger towards an ex? Like, this reads off they broke up bad, like,
Yes, there's no need for a roll. It's a very bad. It wasn't a. I'm surprised to see you. Oh my god, it's a friend. It's, oh my god, boy ka. It's a judging.
Oh god, you
I can't
lived.
believe you of all people survived type of gaze.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Oh my.
And she starts walking past you,
Who
Chris,
does she want to
past
talk
you,
to?
Joe.
Indoors? Us?
Yeah, all of us.
I think
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And as she walks towards back to the carriage, rather than go to the carriage, she heads for the big tent. And Duck looks at the rest of you guys, motions you to follow. Marla turns to you, Chris. Isn't this wonderful? A reunion! Yay!
Yay. I'm gonna shoot a look at Joe. It's quizzical, like
I give I tell this only to Chris. As soon as this is done, look at it. I want to be part of this.
Arjun calls out, Ma'am, we also have the cannibal. Then she stops. She turns and looks at all of you, and Arjun's group now brings the guy into view. Well, I guess that's perfect then. Let's talk inside. And she heads on in.
I won't respond to what Joe said, but I will kind of go like, like that a skeptical sucking of the teeth as I flick
Mhm.
my eye up towards the rising moon. And yeah, okay.
Uh,
Let's follow.
was any-
So everyone moves into the tent, just double checking, unless you guys want
Yeah.
a powwow before you step in.
No, I don't think that would be allowed right now. So
More or less, though, at least Otto would be like uh, uh keeping a bit closer watch on Jacob.
yep.
Jacob, of course, under his breath, but enough for you to hear Otto. What's wrong with her? She's acting like something must have happened to the kids.
Otto is baffled when he hears that from him. He's like, Jesus fucking Christ! In his internally, he's like, Jesus fucking Christ! The whole reason we're here is because of that shit.
Okay, let's just get in there and see what we can do. Okay, we've
Yeah.
done our part, and then Jacob, respectfully, will either be on our way and you'll be with us, or you won't.
Mhm.
Let's
The
go.
tent. The tent
We'll
has
go.
been divided into two main areas. The audience seating area has been generally, the bleachers basically, has been generally moved out of the tent, which makes the floor area much larger. The bleachers have been used to create a divider. So part of the tent is a large clearing area where a lot of the residents seem to have set up their small homes and sleeping areas. The bleachers act as a wall for the other half of the tent. Um, Things have been placed to reinforce the bleacher wall to make sure also there's a level of privacy. So you have a larger clearing area on the other half of the tent, and that is where you meet with Jessica, Duck, Arjun, Jonas, and one last name, Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah. Arjun, Kevin, and Jonas keep hold of the cannibal, while Duck stays beside Jesse. And the rest of you then gather there. There are no chairs. You're all standing right now in this clearing. But it's better
There are no chairs.
illuminated than earlier outside, which was mostly moonlight and if not some torches. Here in the tent, there is lighting. There is electricity. There are lights that are illuminated from those ropes of bulbs. Jessica turns to face all of you. Her hand is clenched tight against a handkerchief that um, you probably noticed earlier was stained with blood when she cleaned her face. But she turns to all of you now and let's let's start over. I'm Jessie. I'm in charge of the society, and they call me Lady Jessica. Who will speak for your group?
I step up and go, David.
Joe, David. You see her as if reaching into her memories, and then she turns to Arjun. The David farmland. And Arjun nods. Yes, I asked you permission to check if there were any survivors there. So you found one. And then her eyes glance again at Jacob, but she focuses again on you. Yes, they were, and he motions him to stop. She looks at you, Joe. When my men arrived, I apologize if they caused any undue stress.
We're dealing with a different presence of different. They've come by as cannibals. Thankfully, there was a familiar face in that group. Family friend.
He glances at Arjun, and Arjun nods, and they bring the cannibal into view. Jesse looks at you worriedly. Did they cause harm? The Boka.
admit that she's just more like not enough.
Is
that-
Boca the word for cannibal in this case?
is that like
I'm
Spanish?
sorry, what was
Is
that?
Is Boca
What does
like
Boca
Spanish?
mean?
Arjun mentioned in a previous session that the cannibals call themselves the Boca, which
Ah.
means
Right.
mouth.
Oh, okay. I would say they knocked down one of the members in the farm, but not enough to the stories that we've been told of what has happened to yours. They weren't eaten.
Oh, thank God. That's good to know. I was worried that your group had suffered casualties as well. Jacob suddenly speaks up from behind. Are we really not talking about the fact that I'm here, Jesse? She stops and then she focuses her gaze on you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my gaze on her, so like I'm ignoring the man behind me.
We can open the floor to other discussions if that is what your group prefers. I just thought it might be best to discuss more personal matters afterwards. Yes, she motions to you.
I'll look at Joe to make sure it's okay first. If I may, we've got. How long did it take to get here?
A few hours, maybe 2 at most.
Few, 3, 2. That's manageable. We've got a long journey ahead of us, and we did this as a favor for our member of our community and a way to at least touch base with each other as communities nearby. Unless there's something you need to know from us or anything else you need, we probably prefer to be on our way, I should think.
She turns to you and she doesn't show an expression that questions your statement. It doesn't look like she doesn't believe you. It doesn't look like she's doubting your words. But before she can say something, Jacob starts beelining to head straight to her. Jesse, we have to start talking. Otto, do you do anything before he's past you?
Yeah, immediately stop him again with the shovel. Like literally
How?
keep it like.
Just making sure
basic-
I understand. How do you stop him with the shovel?
He's since Otto's holding the shovel in his one hand, he's basically no, I am not going to smack him yet. He's going to like basically prop the shovel in front of Jacob and then look at him with the stern gaze that basically says cool it.
Sorry, just have to ask, is your manipulation higher than 2?
My manipulation. Let me check. It's been a bit since I last checked my thing.
Alright.
No, my manipulation is at 0, sadly.
Is your leadership higher than 2?
My leadership is 2.
That's enough. He sees your gaze and he stops. And I'd like to think the stat is, there's a level of presence in that. He looks at you angrily as he sees that you stopped him. Jesse ignores him again and focuses on you, Chris, and says, "We are very grateful that you have helped us capture one of the Boka. We believe that there are at most 3 of them still active. And with your capture of one, that leaves 2 left to be dealt with. In exchange for the captive, is there anything you require that we can provide? Food provisions, perhaps? Machinery?"
I might be speaking out of turn, but perhaps a favor to be called on if we need it. We probably could use someone in the meantime to potentially help us give more security so we can avoid this happening again. Not a permanent person, but someone who could maybe help us set up more traps and things like that. We are lacking in that department.
If it's a workforce you need, I'd be more than happy to lend you a couple of working hands. You hear Marla? I'm willing to volunteer.
I'm thinking
Not
out loud,
now.
Joe.
Not now,
I'm-
Marla.
I'm here. I'll give Joe that look of just like he's shrugging. Like basically that's all he has to say. But Joe probably knows the intimates a bit more than he does. So
I'm here for a different reason. Yes, there's things at the farm. But if there were more farm hands, and
oh yeah.
I was wondering, you know, of my family, Arjun thing. When I got to my farm, family not there, trying to figure out why they were looking for my parents should be.
We
If
have
we
a
take
book.
it, they are not there. We're not here. Should we be so
We
lucky?
have a book where we track the name of everyone we've encountered. We could look through that book to see if they are, if not residents of the society, transients who had gone through here.
That would help. Of course, what
We're willing to share with you that information as a free thing. It doesn't have to be in exchange for the book.
Thanks. But if it is for the Boca, if it get those work hands to help secure the farmhouse, we have people who are not as able-bodied, have old women, children.
Some sort of way, some sort of communication system. I think that's the biggest thing that we could use right now. So that way, if there is problems, then the people that can make their way around can do so quickly.
If you have a radio, we do use a specific frequency to keep in touch. We could
good.
share with you that frequency.
That's not bad.
Well, your group is welcome to try and get some from our. We also have a bit of livestock.
Jesus Christ, Jesse, aren't we really not gonna talk about this? Jacob starts pushing past you, Otto.
And with that, we probably should let you have your happy chat.
I look at Jessica apologetically, like, we did about your relationship. I apologize.
Duck, please. The big guy steps forward. Jacob looks at him. Oh, what the fuck do you want? And Duck grabs him by the face and starts walking forward, pushing Jacob back.
There's just a facepalm from Otto as he watches just Jacob literally get manhandled like a child.
I'm not sure if this is new behavior for you. We did this as a favor for you, and we hoped for a favor for him, and we hoped for you.
I'd really like to speak with you all before I speak to him.
Who are we? Us three?
Jessica nods.
Okay, if that's the case, hey, Biggin, and I'm gonna look over at Doc. Just so you know, that bag has a gun in it.
Stares at Jacob.
I'm sorry, Jacob.
Fuck! He starts trying to get the bag up, but Jacob, with his hand on Jacob's face, lifts Jacob off the ground. Jacob actually now is backpedaling midair and drops the bag as he reaches both hands to try to pry his head free.
Chris feels guilty for maybe being considered a sellout or something like that, but like this could end in bloodshed. He doesn't know what Jacob's gonna do. He doesn't know what he's capable of. So I recommended to him that he be honest, and he chose to ignore me. So here we are.
Mm-hmm. With the two still engaged in the back. Yeah, with the two engaged in the back. Marla a bit shocked. Arjun and the others watching and telling Duck, not too hard, Duck, not too hard. Jessica motions you, Otto, to come forward. And she turns to the three of you and asks very quickly, "Are my children with him?"
Otto would step up to answer that one. And he's like, well, as far as everything goes, technically, us hearing about the fact that he has kids is also new information. But I've technically known him the longest currently. The only other person that knew him the longest is missing. But the main thing about it is there weren't any kids when we found him. When we found him. When we
thought you
arrived
had
at the
them.
farm. Yeah.
He arrived at your place without the 2 children.
As far as he told us, you had them.
And then, surprise, surprise, rather than focus on Jacob with anger, she suddenly turns to the side in Arjun's group. She stares at the cannibal. And then she looks back at the group.
I think I would infer from that. I would like to describe to the best of my ability the girl and the features that I noticed, having spent a long time with her. I'll describe the cadence of her voice, everything I can think of, and just go, is it possible this is her?
She walks up to you, and as she reaches her hands to your shoulders, do you let her touch you?
I flinch a little. I don't know what she's planning to do, but I will. I'll suck in a little breath, but I'll let her do it. Yeah.
Her hand grips your arms, but then it's like her leg gives way, and all of a sudden she's falling while still holding on to you.
Okay.
And her face.
Everyone,
is...
I'm not hurting her. She's fallen a little bit. We're going to find a chair together. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
There's no chair, but you're helping her.
Oh, okay.
And
Onto
she's
the ground then.
laughing
That's fine.
as she mutters, "The photo. They had the photo.
They did.
Then that means they encountered the." She turns to you, Joe. I need to talk to him, but I cannot promise he'll be safe. What will work for you?
He
looks
wanted
at
to
you.
be here. He wanted to understand, and I don't know where this is fallen apart. But if you're missing a kid and you think this is her, she's being led very astray. But I'll tell you, she could have killed me 1,000 times over, and she didn't. If that helps you at all.
He stares at the 3 of you. Her stare is not judging. Her stare is not insidious. It's more she's looking at the 3 of you as if to see if she could find a trace of information she needs. A desperation in her gaze at looking at each of you. It almost feels like she's hoping she'll look at one of you and one of you will go, no, we saw them. And out of the blue, someone is humming a song. The song is a familiar song to some. I'm not sure if it is a familiar song to your characters. But it goes da ra 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 ra. Jesse turns to the source of the voice. The rest of you probably do as well, and you see the prisoner who's currently tied up and held by Arjun's group. The one with the claw-like hands because he's missing his fingers is humming to his loudest possible level despite the gag on his mouth. And then he's looking at Jesse with knowing eyes. And you feel Jesse lose strength once again as she mutters, "They love that song!"
Hey, okay. Fellas, unless you really need Weird McWeirdface in there, do you mind taking him out, please?
Arjun motions at the two. They start dragging the guy away, and as they drag him, he continues the song, humming it as loud as he can. Kevin, starts yelling at his companion to shut him up. But the other guy's like, I'm not putting my hand in his mouth.
Kevin, if you've got any spare whiskey, now might be the time to bring it back, yeah?
Jacob hits the ground because Duck has shoved him down, and Duck hurries to your side, Chris, to help Jesse.
I'm gonna get out of the way. I don't want to get in Duck's way. I don't know what Duck's gonna do. So, I didn't do anything.
For visual purposes, think of Reacher for Duck.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh, God. Big.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm a toothpick. So.
And as the three of you are staring at Jessie being helped by Duck back to her feet, Jacob on the ground, of course, yells, "Where are my kids, Jessie?" And she looks up at him with the most murderous gaze you've ever seen her.
Okay. I just like.
Yeah, I don't think us being here is helpful.
Besides, I just.
So I'll stop the scene there, and I will ask the players: are you okay to jump into a new scene wherein you've left this and left them to talk, or would you have wanted?
We want to quickly debrief outside the tent.
Yeah,
that
something
might be
like
worth
that.
It, so we know the plan. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'll go outside. I'm gonna look at Otto
with the
because
gaze,
Otto's been quiet.
So with them gazing at each other, if this were a TV show, it cuts there to a commercial break. But here, it's basically everyone else get out, and the three of you head out and leave them for now.
Yeah. Couple things.
So we everyone gain 1 stress.
Okay.
Oh boy, of course.
And just check in. Everyone okay? Not too intense. Nothing too.
No, fine.
We're good. We're great.
Okay, making sure player stress levels are not horrible. Outside at the tent, Marla's the first to break the silence. Woo! That was intense. It reminds me of those shows I used to watch on TV. Would you guys want some lemonade?
I would love some, and with some extra. I'm trying to get her to leave for a second so we can talk.
I'll get you guys lemonade. And she smiles and then turns to you, Otto. Oh, we haven't met. I'm Marla.
Otto, he says he refuses the handshake, but there's nods. He's going to.
I'm gonna grab his arm and just go. There you go. Come on, for God's sake, can we?
Your
just
name's
try and get
Otto?
along? Please.
Did you know that the enemy of Spider-Man was someone named Otto? And she hits up.
Coffee, if you have coffee. Black coffee.
Oh, we have coffee. She hurries.
Thank you. If we're going to try and get along with these people, can we either do that or not? Like this edgy shit is getting on my fucking nerves. Okay. You and Tenza both.
Otto stares in disbelief and he's like, I'm not exactly up with peppy teachers, he says.
You don't have to be with peppy teachers. You know what a handshake is. You shake the fucking hand. We are here, guess, with them. I don't want to get face grabbed by a mutant, okay? Please.
That was huge.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Let's play the game while we're here. Please. You're giving me hives, man. This is not how we do business.
Oh God. I want to go. I don't mind driving at night.
One thing I don't suggest is definitely driving at night. Aside from the horde, we don't know exactly what else is lurking around.
Plus the lights.
Yeah.
Your book, though.
If there's...
That's going to take at least a couple of hours.
Your parents.
Like,
your family.
They're just tired, and then I'll make it very obvious for both of them that it's tired and guilt. So much guilt at the minute. Finding the...
Chris will reach out an arm if Joe, let's
Go on, go on.
hear him do so. Like just a kind of
I'm
comforting thing.
it's kind of like slightly surprised with the physical touch, but I'm just gonna like not lean forward, but she'll lean her head down for a bit and be like, "You weren't there. There in the farm. You've always stayed at the farm. I weren't there."
Tent flap opens. Duck steps out. Duck looks around and sees your group and starts approaching.
Oh, come on. Can we have 2 goddamn moments to ourselves? Hi, Duck.
He stops. He stops a respectable distance from your group,
Lifts head.
and he mutters,
Oh no.
Am I interrupting something?
Yes, but it's fine. What's up?
I just wanted to make sure. Will Lady Jessica be safe there alone?
Probably not,
They're gonna
to be honest. You're gonna want to be there.
murder each other. Metaphorically.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Are you seriously telling me that the man is insane and will use a gun on his ex-wife?
I don't know if he's insane. There's a reason I told you where the weapon was, okay?
He's unstable. That's how, like, he hasn't been himself ever since kids were brought up. He's lashed out at our member. That's why we went here, to calm him down, get answers.
You hear him noisily crack his knuckles, and then he looks down at the ground and then looks back at the 3 of you. Let's just hope it doesn't get to that.
Which is why you should be in there, respectfully. I don't want to tell you how
He
to do your
sent me
job.
away.
What?
Now,
You see his face has that... I know! But he has this...
In that case, wait by the flap, man. Shit, that's the best you can do, so that's your orders.
If you don't need anything else, then I shall go feed my duck.
Hey, what? Oh,
He still has the dog, yes!
Okay.
Everyone needs a way to lose stress.
I'd actually ask him to go books. Lodge.
The Book of Records. He points over there yonder. You'll find the tent for the fortune teller.
Oh, that's...
He nods.
Rosa?
Uh,
Rosa?
No. Just the fact that
He-
the Book of Records is in the fortune teller's
He
tent.
starts
Like that's...
he starts heading off without any goodbyes. But you could all feel his frustration and being sent away as well.
Okay, I'm asking. We've done what we can for Jacob. Are we gonna put up a big fight to keep him?
Depends if he's gonna still be insane.
I don't.
I think he plays jump rope with that line, man.
The fact that
I'm not saying we don't or we do. I'm saying he's making it harder and harder, and I hate to say this, but I know you like him, although, but I in a weird way, like a fungus. I'm sort of understanding him too, but I'm glad Tenza's not here because I don't think it would go well. We need to be understanding and calm here, and this is the opposite of calm, and it's our fault.
he's been lashing out, and you know how he manhandled a lot of
Me? Yeah, I was there.
It just doesn't seem right that he's lashing out at everybody just because he has to work with. He's not.
When we were in the ambulance, I told him to tell about that gun, and he still went with that shitty, pun intended, poop plan. The poop in the bag with a gun.
It, no.
Shitty plan. No, you can laugh. It's funny. It's fucking stupid.
What fucking stupid? Marla has returned to the
Christ.
train.
Let's walk and talk, Mother. In fact, to be honest, you could probably help us find dates. Yeah.
You're looking for dates?
I
I didn't know you were single.
No, but no, people, dates and people in the book.
Here you go. Lemonade for you, and coffee for you.
Thanks.
You're gonna need that, aren't you?
The coffee does not taste like coffee.
Oh,
Oh God.
What does it taste like?
Something bitter. That's the best, nicest thing to say.
oh, coffee grounds used over and over again.
Probably dirt.
We haven't found a working coffee machine, so we've been trying to use whatever we find and just mix it with water.
To the book.
I'm like, I lowered the cup. I've lost, like, I'm just holding it out of politeness, but I'm gonna probably pour it a little bit to the ground on occasion.
A bit at a time.
Yeah.
The lemonade, though, is real lemonade. And we're walking our way to the fortune teller's tent. This is a chance to diffuse some stress. Or you can hold on to the stress because it does add to your dice for better success chances.
Okay.
Holding on to the stress. We just left.
Would
a woman
helping.
brought
Yeah.
a woman's ex that she clearly doesn't want to see. I feel bad as a woman. Oh my god. When you don't want to see your ex, you don't want to see your ex, and now you see your ex. It's like,
Would helping Joe constitute, given what we know,
I'm sorry? What was it?
as relieving stress? Would helping Joe constitute as something that would count?
Officially, in terms of the rules, if it's an anchor, it removes all stress. If it's not an anchor,
Well,
a social
now we
scene
know.
would release one stress. Yes.
Now we know, internet. There you go.
Yay.
Joe is his anchor. Hey, wow.
So, Marla asks, what was that about? It almost looked like it was a lover spat.
like I'm like.
We actually don't know.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna try and palm her off so Joe can focus. We actually don't know. We have no idea.
Oh.
Um,
I've been wondering who Lady Jessica would be into. I mean, we all know that she used to have this husband, and God, that man was such a terrible man. Do you know that he left her in the hospital?
well, I'm gonna look over at Otto.
What? Wait, can you tell us
She
a
was-
bit more about that exactly?
She was stuck in the hospital for a few weeks, and so he had to take over watching over the kids and stuff. And he actually broke it off with her while she was in the hospital. Not even face to face. He sent her a frigging text message. Oh God, I said frigging. Frigging's a bad word, isn't it? I should put money in the jar.
That's news to us. Hmm.
Anyway, it was kind of freaked out when those cannibals showed up. The boca. That's Spanish for mouth, in case you didn't know. So they were terrorizing the place for a while, and we had some trouble trying to find them, all because of the tunnels down below. And, well, to make matters worse, when we finally cornered one of them, it turns out he had a photo of her and their kids. But before she could ask him more how he had that photo, well, the guy got away. Lady Jessica's been trying to find any trace of them since then, and I'm so happy that you were all able to help us.
Us too. I'm gonna look over at Joe, who's working away. This place is neat. The selling stuff.
Oh,
Respectfully, we're probably going to steal some ideas.
It's really just to have a semblance of normalcy. everyone knows how human beings desire patterns, right? We're creatures of habit.
Rituals.
We like
Mm.
we like to do these little rituals. Yeah, right, rituals. You know the word too. And well, you know how many people are more skilled in certain things than others. So just so it feels fair for those who might not be as skilled, then like the people who can do the laboring have to be paid by those who want to benefit from their labors. So it's sort of like a small system to make sure everyone feels like they're doing their part.
Neat.
A curtain of beads parts and an older woman. She's bedazzled. She's got necklaces galore, earrings. She probably was the fortune teller in the past.
Huh?
Looks at all of you and smiles. Can I help you? She offers and sees Marla, and you can see the disdain on her face. Miss Marla, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm just helping our possible new neighbors. Well, Miss Marla, you know this place is a place of demonic influence and supernatural practices. Are you really sure you want to be here? And Miss Marla, maybe I'll see you all later? Oh, and Chris? I'm available for that day. She heads out.
What is going on?
I let out a laugh and I go,
All I needed was the end of the world, and I'm swimming in it.
well, Chris,
Older woman. Yeah.
cute. Chris, no, she's bubbly.
Yeah.
For visual, think the lead teacher in Abbott Elementary.
Oh my god, no! Oh my precious,
God.
precious Janine. Janine! Good. Fine. That shows.
Fortune
Not for
tellers.
me, I think. Hello?
You're here
Chris?
for a name.
Well, we're hangers on, but Joe is.
I am Esme, and I handle the Book of Names.
Oh, you got it.
Would you like me to help you? Would you like me to help you search it?
Yeah.
And she gets the book. She undoes part of it's a ring binder type of thing to crack it open. She separates some of the pages and hands it to the rest of you, so you can all start looking through the pages faster. Whenever we have newcomers visit, we ask them to leave their names. We only ask, of course, those who are willing to leave them. So it's possible that they have been here but did not leave them. Have you left your names?
Not yet.
Not yet.
When you feel you wish to, feel free to look for me and I will be here.
Oh, okay. Is there like a whole ritual behind it or something?
We know many are searching for loved ones. And with the lack of the internet, there has to be some means to try to find those you've lost. We've made the mistake in the past of demanding people leave their names, but we realized if we truly wanted to be a society, we shouldn't. We could not demand it from others. I'll get a pen. And you see her looking through the pages. What was the name we're looking for?
Joseph. Voice goes lower. And
I don't think Chris would have picked up that Joe's father was named Joseph,
Yes.
and now she's called Joe, and something will click in his head, and he'll go, just like a tiny little snigger, not meant as a dig, although she can take it however she wants, but as that like, oh, like that was it. So
then I kind of like, yeah, Joseph.
I have a
think they-
Sophia. Was it also Sophia, David?
See the name? Where?
Oh. I'm sorry, this is a Sophia Tillman. It must have been a different Sophia. She continues looking through the pages.
Is there
Each of
another
you are
Tillman?
searching.
Is there another Tillman?
She stops and turns to you. I'm sorry?
Is there another Tillman? I mean, I don't. Is Sophia the name of the mother? Their mother, please.
Yeah.
Mother. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of out of left field, but if there's Sophia there, I'll just go. Is there another Tillman? Another name with Tillman? A
Yeah,
male
Yes.
his
name.
name is David, isn't
A
it?
Dan,
I
a
know-
Dan
I-
Tillman.
I know that. That's not what I'm asking. Is there there is another Tillman? A man?
There is a Dan Tillman.
Dan. How long ago was it?
Oh, this was all the way near the beginning.
Damn. Context. Could be nothing, but the apocalypse does weird things. Could be a different person, could be a coincidence, but
Oh, okay.
They'd be very proud of their
Different
David
name or-
name. Like she'll say it as a slang.
unless she married someone else.
I know they're
Hmm.
I think she married the David name. The parents were explain.
Were.
Oh. Well, if
I'm
it's
not saying
them.
Jack isn't saying this. Chris isn't saying this.
If the
I'm
names,
saying that.
if the names
yeah.
are important, she just brings back in. If ever they're the ones you're looking for, they headed southwest towards Buchanan. So
Okay.
that south would have been towards the farm, but southeast towards Buchanan.
Is that
I'm going to withdraw my judgment until if we make sure we don't find anything else that is similar. If there's something that sounds closer, then I withdraw my statement. But if that's there and there's another dude, then it's possible that some fuckery is going on.
a question? Is Buchanan like the main?
There, the map should show you. It's one of the major cities.
I think that's where we're from, isn't it? Buchanan? That's where where most
Many of you were from there, somewhere from the smaller towns of Springwood or Arcadia.
Oh no, her
Right.
face would pale and be like, ah. Yeah. Ested.
Probably.
He turns to you, Otto. Are you looking for anyone?
Otto actually looks a bit surprised and is like, no, I'm not looking for anyone, but thank you for asking.
Do you have someone close to you named Sunny?
Nope.
Now he's confused. Like, well, yes, my dog is named Sunny.
Oh, a dog. Forgive me. For a moment, I thought it's just probably old age.
No worries.
Leans to. There's no the roses.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I would like to ask a backstory question. I seem to remember
Sure.
that Toby alluded that I'm from the same town as Joe.
Yes.
And it
Not
seems
the farm.
like
You were near where Joe
In the
was
city
living in
area.
terms of the city. Yes.
yeah. And were they having this argument in town? Like that Joe was having an argument with her parents. Was this in town or at the farm? I'm trying to remember. Because there was definitely
was-
something.
There were the scenes in the farm when they were arguing about her leaving, but then you overheard the argument in town, in the city. Sorry, in the city, when they visited her, and you were with your grandmother.
Yeah. Is there how close is town to the farm?
So looking at the map,
Mhm.
it's more or less around 2 hours by drive as well.
2 hours, jeez. Okay. That doesn't quite work then.
It would be faster if the roads were clear. Yeah, but this is assuming there's lots of cars blocking the roads and that sort of problems.
There's something niggling in my head, and I feel like I'm maybe coming up with red herrings, but the name. But okay, here's my question, I suppose, just to keep things moving. Do we find anything closer to what Joe was looking for, or are those names that I pointed out in the beginning the closest lead we have?
We go through the names, probably an hour, almost 2 passes. To your surprise, you actually see the name. You see the name of Enzo Shepard being listed in the book at one point. He must have passed through the society in its earlier years. It's in earlier months or something.
Oh, when was
Um,
this? When was this?
Very early as well. And then you see the name Jesus Ortiz, but it's scratched out. And then finally, no other names that stand out.
Otto is actually surprised of the fact that he sees Enzo's name in there, especially considering that he's not exactly sure when Enzo would have had actually been to the society when they've met.
Mm-hmm. Enzo, being the younger farm hand, possibly could have encountered the society in the earlier months before Joe arrived, because he was already based in the farm, right?
Yeah.
I can see Jack's eyes moving. He's starting to piece together something. Are you looking at dates, Jack? Are you looking at dates?
Sure. No, I'm a little lost. I'll be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have everyone roll endurance.
Okay.
Oh, but
Yeah. And then
endurance.
stress dice still applies, but don't worry, walkers are not that bad in this dice roll.
Oh my god, I just remembered. It's been so
Well,
long since
mine
I
was
rolled.
gone away anyway. So.
And then we add strength, yes?
Yes, endurance and strength will be your one dice pool, and then stress dice will be a second dice pool.
No.
Right. I have to roll 11 dice, including the stress. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So while you're Joe, how's your roll?
I'm rolling my stress now. Okay. Nothing. Out of my 7 dice. Nothing.
Okay.
I got 5.
I
Okay,
have
that's okay. Chris got what? Nothing as well?
0. Goose egg.
Okay, that's fine. And Otto?
I've gotten 2 successes on my normal rolls, but 1 stress. I got 1 nat 1 on my stress.
Okay, no problem. You are looking at the dates when you call out to the 2 others. You may have found something. Enzo's arrival at the society and writing the name in the book is it's basically within the same week as Sophia and Dan Tillman visit to the society.
Oh no.
No. Enzo, as in the not Tenza.
Yeah, Enzo.
Oh.
The other farmhand.
Sophia and Dan's visit was, let's say if it was a Monday, Enzo's visit was around a Wednesday. A few days after.
What's the sounds been like from the tent? Are we far away from that? No, there hasn't been an alarm, right? So I guess it's going okay.
No alarms have been raised. No notable trouble. And in fact, outside, you can hear right now. You can hear right now some woman who is talking to those nearby. Pass the word, dinner's ready. Everyone pass the word. It's that sort of thing. Um, Older woman Esme turns to you all and I'm so sorry if you didn't find what you're looking for. Offers the pen.
Sure. I don't care. I'll do it.
So Chris starts writing his name and the date.
Mm.
Do you pass the pen to others?
Yeah. I think I'd also add that, like, there's probably a name that he does recognize, but it's like a kind of, like, it means nothing to him, sort of thing.
Okay.
Otto will, of course, also write his name.
So we'll write
In-
their name, and in the hopes that, like, she puts her like Joe, and then there's a pause. David.
That's cool. Just to help in terms of that statement earlier, Chris, you do note a familiar name. Sorry. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Hydrate, everyone.
Hydrate.
Yeah, it's the phlegm. There you go.
Oh my god, are both our canisters purple? It's from Colts. It was not coordinated.
Okay.
Ooh.
You do note the name Cal Child, which was familiar to you, Chris.
Okay.
The name matches someone who was a big party goer.
Oh, okay.
One
I
of
was
those
thinking of
professional
a
partiers.
family member.
Mhm.
So let's go with that. Okay.
But basically, it's someone you just noticed and passed it. You didn't really read it through. Whereas Otto, you did spot the name earlier, Jesus Ortiz, that was scratched out. You've heard of that name. You can't quite place it for now. So everyone writes their names. And with that, Esme asks, are you planning to stay in the society?
No.
I know Marla gave the impression that you were, but she's quite... Sometimes I feel she has rose-tinted corneas.
There's a lot of cool things about this place, but we've got people back there, and even if we talked about it and we all agree, it'd be a hell of an operation.
Well, if you were to ask me, I've only really joined because it was convenient. So if you found your comfort, I say embrace it.
That's the plan. But
It could have been so much worse. I'm sure you've heard of the other groups in the city.
No. Well, actually, no. I think Chris might have actually. So, what does she mean?
What of the group?
Because I've gone city surfing most of my time in the farm. So yeah.
Some groups have started to form their own little societies. One group calls themselves the Survivors. The other one calls themselves the Wolves. Every group has their own agenda. And, well, no one really knows what's best. We all choose what we think is best for us. If you found your family, if you found your home, then defend it.
As far as the cities go, my advice is, having been there recently, try and avoid it. And if you really need something, we have radio contact now. And I'm decent at getting things.
Glances back at Otto. Are you sure Sunny is a dog?
I think the GM's trying to clarify something there.
I'm actually also forgetting because it's been a while since since we last had the dog show up. Sorry, I'm also forgetting if Sunny is dog. I forgot what I called the dog.
It's Sun.
You got the fucking dog that I wanted, and you can't even remember what you named it.
I forgot because I was in the middle of it was at a time when I was naming pets in a different game. That's why I don't entirely remember. Because that's why I was like
I think you might
thinking
just
like
need to spit out what you're thinking, GM, because I don't think
No,
I don't think
no.
I was gonna
She
remember.
she looks at you as you nod that it's a dog, and she waves goodbye as the three of you head out. But then she stares into the darkness in the side and goes, "I'm sorry, Sunny. That wasn't your brother."
Rosa.
Back in open air.
Sick.
oh god.
We have less than 15 minutes left for the session.
Mhm.
You see people mostly are headed to the big tent. Some people are, of course, still manning the watchtowers. From your vantage point, you can see the ambulance, and you can see the other structures. Um, Surprisingly, it doesn't feel like how do we put this? It's not like you have people with guns keeping watch going around. They have that in the watchtowers, but inside here, no one's coming up to question. Excuse me, to question you or to ask why you're here. There is that smell of food that is in the air.
Are we nearby the big top where we left
Sure.
them?
Do you want to head back, all of you, or does anyone want to splinter off to look for something on their own?
For me, I just want to make
Uh,
sure they haven't killed each other.
Yeah.
And if it
Yeah,
seems
no,
like
I think
if it seems like
Yeah,
it's as fine as it's going to be, then I'll go grab some chow. I don't care. If we're planning to drive back, it's probably a good idea.
While walking back to the big top, Otto, do you want to have quickly a conversation with the other player characters just to bring down your stress? Same with
uh
Joe.
the problem here is, technically speaking, the anchor I have is Tenza because of the fact
Yeah,
that
but
Otto thinks that
Anchor.
Tenza saved him.
Yeah, just so it's clear, Anchor removes all stress.
No.
Any other character, social scenes remove one stress.
Okay. At least one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could have a conversation while you're walking, for example, to drop your stress by one more.
I would like the thing weighing on Joe's head be like, I would just want to clarify. Chris mentioned earlier that there was something like that hinted that he saw Joe somewhere, like in the conversation with.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
That's
it
from the
wasn't the character
flashback.
mentioned. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, just clarifying. In that sense, the guilt that's over, like as she's weighing all the information, goes like family, the only. Matter of
we have a better lead than we had yesterday. Right?
I
Pretty much.
wasn't for a while. If anything, went like I know what I know enough of the city. It is more stability. If it was in space, suffocate. It haunted me. I think like it's my
That they loved you.
I
Shouldn't have.
I
Do you
didn't
know how many people came looking for me? I've got a bigger family than you could ever know. you are luckier than you know. Regardless of what happens or what might have happened. And we will figure it out. But
Didn't want
asking
luck.
them not to love you, asking them not to have looked for you is like asking birds not to fly.
I didn't go back to the farm. I cut myself off from family, so I don't understand what they would look for me.
Yes, you do.
Then it really
And
is.
I get it.
Then it really is my fault that they're out there instead of being at the farm. I just want to. They're alive, or if they're dead, where I
I
can
know.
bury them, where they're. If they're walkers, put them in bed. Meant to be. I'm not meant to farm. They're supposed to be alive in that farm, not me. They're the one who's supposed to. Not.
We feel like our parents can take care of everything. Even when we're very grown.
They love the life of the farm. I only enjoyed it when things went to place. World wasn't going to shit. If there weren't any of this outbreak, I'd still be in the city.
Buchanan was pretty good, huh?
Farm's
You don't hear me objecting. Tim. Otto. Sunny?
Oh. Otto is just following along. He looks over at he looks over at Joe, and then he goes, "Look, it's not your fault if they went looking for you. It just goes to show how much they've cared. You wouldn't be exactly the first person."
God.
Look, if there's anything that you'd best hope for at the very least is that if you believe that they would, of course, be alive on the farm, or rather alive leading things on the farm, then you can at least best hope that they'll probably be doing the same even if it's not on the farm. Especially if they went looking for you. I've gone looking for family members before. And
We have family.
at the very least,
No,
had
backstory. I mean, since we're asking anyway, Sunny, you acted real weird around that.
well, no, Sunny's just the name of the dog I picked up along the way, but if anything, the main, if anything, I had a sister.
GM going, nope.
And
Yes.
GM insertion of sudden split-second flashback of Otto's character hitting glass. We will explain that hitting glass scene someday.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Don't worry.
So, yeah, Otto just looks at Joe's like, yes, keyword is had. I've had to do. What you've described as to like what you want to at least do. I've had to do myself over the fact that what I've found my sister at one point. I was really happy that she was still alive at the time, but there was some unsavory fellows that came in that caused a rift between us. It definitely caused a problem with, well, sticking together.
Ahead of you, a sight catches. You three catch a sight that was not expected. In front of the big tent, you see Duck. Duck standing, turns and sees the three of you and starts promptly stomping his way towards the three of you.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I say it out loud in an attempt to be amusing.
He stops a respectful distance again, and as he stops, is she with you?
She?
This is who? If you mean
Is
Marla,
Lady
no.
Jessica with you?
No, dude.
Oh.
I told you to wait by the flap of the tent.
I went to feed my ducks.
That's right.
Went to get the
Came back. I came back and found the tent empty. Everyone else is eating in the other half. Is she with you?
No, dude.
Wait, you said the tent's empty?
The half. Remember, the half is where you guys had the meeting. The other half is where the
Yeah.
people are sleeping. He looks a bit tense. He starts looking around, and then he starts stomp walking his way away from you guys towards the carriage.
Methinks that Jacob has done something stupid.
Hope that they just probably fell in love again and make up sex.
We should fucking confront that shit. A lot of people don't know who we are, and if Jacob does something stupid, it might rub off on us.
Follow Duck.
Yeah.
Or search
Fucking
for him on
I
your
will,
own.
man.
We'll search
The
the opposite direction.
we'll
to
definitely.
cover bases.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
You separate from Duck, moving in the opposite direction. Otto, sorry, you were saying?
Yes, Otto's actually going to double check. Is the area? What's the material around the or like that the tent's built up on?
The big
'Cause,
tent.
considering-
Really,
yeah.
it's a really heavy tarp thing.
Mm-hmm. I meant like the foundation, the ground.
What's the floor?
Yeah.
It's earth. It's padded. It's packed earth, and then there's some carpeting that's laid in some areas. It's basically
Otto's
it
going
really used
to-
to be a circus.
Yeah. Okay. Otto's going to actually check for footprints, just in
Okay,
case.
that's
Aside
fine.
from
You-
when Duck has stomped.
So while the two groups split up, you hurry inside and you use Scout to check the ground if there's any traces.
Oh boy, Scout.
While you're rolling,
Or-
I'll continue with Joe and Chris.
Mhm.
The two of you are headed the opposite way, and
Yeah.
of course, Chris over here. You see Marla. We're starting to have dinner. Are you guys joining us?
In a bed.
Okay. I was just wondering if your friend wanted to join us, because I saw him earlier headed this way.
Friend?
The mustache, kind of looks like a cop.
Was he by himself?
No, he was with Jessica,
Okay.
Lady
Where
Jessica.
did they go?
Here's a
Where did they go, please? Where did they go?
Okay. Sure. This way. Come with me. She
Thank you.
starts leading the way, and as she's leading the way, so, are you guys still on the road, or do you have a place where you're staying?
Stay in the car.
Oh my! Doesn't that get cramped if you're staying there for weeks on end?
I think they mean our home base, Joe.
There's a farm. My farm. Families.
They were headed over here, motions, and
Okay.
you see it's the animal cages. There's a bunch of large trailer-sized cages which used to house the tigers and the lions and this and that.
Swear to God, if I walk into them, I give up. I'm getting
Hey,
ready.
They've been gathered into one area, and as you're headed your way there, we cut to you, Otto. How was your roll?
I've rolled 2 successes and no problems on stress.
So you find the footfalls. The footprints suggest a lot of walking around each other, some possible contact. They're not sure, not necessarily a fight. There's no dragging markings or anything, but there seems to be a lot of really close moments. But then what catches your attention is you find the pistol on the ground, and it is Jacob's smaller gun. You find the poop bag on the ground. So his guns were both on the floor?
At this point, he's confused. It's like, whoa. Especially in the poop bag, considering last we checked, wasn't it Jason that or like the one of the NPCs threw it away, thinking it was actual poop?
Duck threw. Yeah. It was thrown away earlier. Yes, it was there.
That's why he's confused seeing the gun again. And then he's like, okay, why is the guns here? But he's gonna pick them up, obviously, because it's not exactly a great idea to leave guns laying around anywhere.
Picking up the bag, it's empty. Just mud.
Oh no. Okay, now he's going to be a bit more concerned as he
follows the trail?
Yeah, he's going to follow the trail.
Cutting back to the 2 others, the 2 of you reach the cages. And as you get there, in the cage, you see a body on the ground. The 2 of you are moving closer. Are you drawing your weapons?
Oh yeah, shotgun.
Yeah.
Marla sees your weapons. Oh my! I will. I'll stay over here.
Yeah.
She hurries to the side. Should I call for help?
Don't shout. Just act normal and go find Duck, please.
Okay. Doc.
Duck and anybody else, Andrew, whoever you see first. Yeah.
Hurries off, and the 2 of you approach. In the darkness of the cage, you sadly need to get much closer.
I get close. Like,
I'll get out my lighter.
I will get close with a gun, like.
And sorry, Chris, you were doing what?
Lighter. I've got a lighter.
You pull out your lighter, only because your lighter is not one of your equipment options. May I ask for a die roll? As long as it's not a 1, your lighter's fine.
I got a 1.
You see your lighter, it's lit, but you notice it's very low now, so it might run out soon. So you can't buy a new Bic, there's no gas station nearby. Lighter illuminates. Joe, you get close with your gun, and as you get close enough, the body slightly moves with a groan. It slowly turns its head to look at you, and you see the brown of his eyes as Arjun stares at you with a bit of blood from his forehead. What the hell hit me?
Just I lowered. Arjun, you okay?
The cannibal. Where's the cannibal? He starts looking around.
No one can do their fucking jobs. You guard Jessica. You guard the cannibal.
I'm like, I look at the general direction.
Soft,
where
Diane.
the cannibal would have been. Is there anything that could show us?
You're not sure, but looking around, you notice there is a bloody handprint on the ground near some of the bars, where probably that's where he was probably tied up to. Arjun looks at you both confused as he tries to open his eyes a bit more and mutters, Jessica. I saw Jessica. She was asking if he was... He reaches up, and as he pulls his hand away from his head, most of his fingers are covered in blood. It's a big wound in his head.
Is there a way for me to patch him up? Like, I'll try to rip up a shirt.
The closest now would be pressure, just to slow the bleeding. If you want to help
I'm gonna
stitch him
try
up,
to
you'll
not
have
look at
to
her
stay
exposed
here.
midriff.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually, it's just like instinct, cause like it's under the armor. I'm just gonna tug so hard that it removes the tank top, and the only thing underneath the armor is the bra. So she's just like strap, and then like she'll try to
I'm
wrap
looking
the head.
anywhere else. Yep, that.
Arjun mutters, Jessica showed up.
You're a
She
Fallout mod.
said something. She said something about needing to talk to the. I think she
Okay,
was
okay.
with someone.
Like pressure on the head. Okay, we're talking. Then where did they go? Where did you see them?
I don't know. He tries to look up. I don't think she was approaching the cannibal when someone hit me.
Is that a good place to leave it? Sorry, it's just 23.
No, yeah, it's wrapping up. And your last scene, that was your scene. As I go for Otto. Your trail leads you to the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Duck already there by the door.
Okay. He's gonna look at Doug and like anything.
Duck turns and sees you. And then he takes a step back to show you what's inside. The carriage looks like it's been ransacked.
Jesus.
Duck turns to you and asks you, "Do you know what's going on?"
Something really stupid. As he like sighs and looks around. Like, was the trail that he followed the trail of Jesse and Jacob?
No.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Yes. It was the trail.
Okay.
I thought you were
So
asking Jesse.
okay, yeah. So the trail led here into the
Yes.
ransacked, ano?
And as the two of you are considering what to do next, we cut to an aerial view of the whole tent. We have the people enjoying the meal. And we see from that top view the headlights of the ambulance light up.
Oh my goodness.
And we will end our session there.
Okay, thank you to everybody who in for episode 5 of They Talk Back. We're so back. So much things, so much lore, and Sid.
The
can I just-
cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger. I'm gonna keep it really
What?
short. Thank everybody, but we'll do a quick fire round robin. Favorite scene and
Yes.
anything you'd like to plug. Not first with Jack. What's your favorite scene
Hi.
in the episode and
Favorite
anything
what?
to plug? Yeah.
Well, now we know that Chris's anchor is Joe. That was a really, like, it was fun to kind of develop it in such a way that specifically she said, like, I blame myself. Why did they follow? And he's like, oh, I get it. Why did my family follow me? Just like different kind of affection, but I get where your family are coming from. I would do the same. And that was a very fun scene to do. And it felt like there was a real connection there for a second where like he kind of left Joe speechless a tiny bit, where it's just like I don't know why they would do that. I was like, yeah, you do.
Oh,
And
you.
and it was nice. It was cute. So yeah. As for who I am, you can find me on all the social media garbage at Jack Squarepeg. And tomorrow we are doing Mechas versus Monsters, which is going to be Pacific Rim, basically. Very, very cool, fun little system. And you can find the rest of the shit when it comes out. But one way or another, in the next couple of weeks, the Play Den episode 1 will be up for your viewing or listening pleasure. And I will be glad to be done with a couple of episodes being edited, and then it is Denmar's problem. So with that, with all that, yeah, thank you
he's
for
editor's
watching and thank you
son.
for supporting.
He's currently editor's. The pain of editing.
Yep.
Your effort.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Sin, favorite scene? Find you.
Yep. People can find me over at my Twitter or Twitch. It's Incarious, and then of course, as for my favorite scene, It's definitely watching Duck manhandle Jacob.
Oh, it was kind of satisfying.
It was.
Finally. Finally. I would say my favorite, because I'm biased, is like the reveal had us. And I was like, crying. Augie. Augie. Finally, Augie
I thought he
mentioned.
meant had a dog. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah, no.
What happened to the dog?
It was good times
The
all
dog
around.
is something you picked up afterwards.
Yeah, and Toby, where can people find you?
Oh, Tag Sessions is on Facebook. Have a bunch of books on Drive Through RPG, but otherwise, I'm either on your show or running games privately. So yeah, catch you all again next week.
Is
And favorite scene for me is just watching all of you interact and be more willing to share more about your character stories to each other, because it's always nice and fresh to see what new plot threads we can explore when these sharings happen.
Can unravel.
without further ado, I'm gonna actually reach out to something I haven't rated to in a while. The Killer Bits and rating, because they're playing one of Toby's Death Stranding. Playing Death Stranding. This the Walking Dead bubbles or
A walking simulator.
I like how it's the walking and then also hobbles.
Walking Dead Rager. I'll just say Walking Dead Rager.
Oh, kilobits, yeah.
Did D&D?
Yep.
Yeah, episode 5.
Got the episode.
Ooh.
Therapy.
Nice.
You guys
Diddle-a-did.
on the next level.
Bye.
Bye.